Welcome back, friends.
Welcome to our porch.
Here we are.
Rambling Gypsy podcast. Thanks you guys for joining us. My name is Tiffany Foy. This is my girlfriend Kel.
Hi, guys.
So we've had a lot of stuff going on this week, but we are going to talk about something kind of interesting and fun.
Well, yeah, you know that big one of mine, he turned 14. He's talking about getting himself a job. So it led me to think, what was my first job? What was my worst job? What was my best job? So he's talking about working at Schlitterbahn. You know, that's kind of a rite of passage. If you are from New Braunfels, most everybody has worked at Schlitterbahn.
So
I was a lifeguard.
Tell them about. So I'm born and raised from New Braunfels.
Did you ever work at Schlitterbahn?
No, local. But so Schlitterbahn is the largest water park
In the nation.
It is, and this is the home of Schlitterbahn. This is the OG, so to speak. When I was younger, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just date myself.
Let's do it.
Whatever. It was a long ass time ago, a real long time ago. And you know, speaking of that, I don't know. We should know when Schlitterbahn.
I think it was like in the 70s, maybe.
Okay,
No?
so yeah, so I was here then. Yeah, early on.
You was on the planet.
I was here. Yep. Mm-hmm. But anyways, Schlitterbahn. I remember when it was just on a little tiny corner.
The old park.
Is that what they call it now? The old park? Yeah, well, that's me too. I'm the old park.
Okay.
I'm the old park of New Braunfels. But yes, it was just a little tiny little water park, and it was the largest one. And so, yeah.
But you managed to never work there?
No, I did not.
That's impressive.
But my ex-husband, and if you guys have listened to our podcast,
If you're tracking.
Look, so we have a few of those. We got kids, and we got a handful of ex-husbands. And don't judge. Y'all need to worry about yourself.
Life is too short to be married to an asshole.
Thank you.
If it doesn't work out, try again.
That makes me feel so much better.
It's
Makes
a real
me feel
thing.
so much better about things. And
Choices.
yeah.
Life.
Yeah. So, largest water park. Your child just turned 14.
And he's talking about he's going to work at Schlitterbahn. And let me tell you, when I worked there back in the day.
You did work there?
Yeah, girl. I was a lifeguard. And let me tell you, the pay, I believe, was $4.13 an hour. They're starting at $14 this year.
$4 when you started there.
$4 to sit in the sun in that ridiculous bathing suit.
I feel like so was that minimum? That was minimum wage.
Probably,
I mean, is that how
yeah.
they did?
I was a lifeguard. You had to wear that ridiculous one piece with the circle in the back, and you got that tan line no matter what you did.
I was just about to say you could recognize anybody that ever worked at Schlitterbahn by that.
You take it off and you look like you're wearing a white bathing suit because
tan
you
line.
cannot get. No, you cannot even that tan out, no matter what you did.
So it wasn't Baywatch.
Girl, it wasn't Baywatch. Now I think they got two pieces. They're moving up in the world.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm surprised they even have two pieces.
Listen, that one piece was serious. So he's talking about doing that, you know.
For the first job.
That was probably not my first job, though. I believe.
How old were you?
14. I worked
Same
in
age as
Green.
him.
I worked in Green at a little shop making cookies. Big monster chocolate chip cookies to me and my sister, and then you had to eat the mistakes, like if it looked ugly or you broke it or whatever. Those cookies were good.
But
it was in the dancing bear.
Okay. The fact that Little Miss doesn't cook and Little Miss doesn't bake, and your first job was in a bakery at Schlitterbahn.
No, the bakery was in Green.
Oh,
Schlitterbahn
pickles.
was like my third job.
Yeah, you lost me there. I
worked a lot. Listen,
yeah.
You
So
know, when you're a kid and you need money, you're going to work wherever you're going to work. So somebody knows somebody if you're from here. So we made the cookies. We did that. That was like a summer thing. And then I think I got a job at Baskin Robbins. 31 flavors.
And that was over in the
Uh,
where
here in town.
Which we used to have a Target, and now there's the home store.
That's where it was.
That's where Baskin Robbins.
My mom knew somebody. And let me tell you, your forearms get real big from scooping all that damn ice cream.
Well, they do if you scoop shit like I do too on a regular basis.
That builds muscle. That counts.
And character.
I think I got let go from that job because she said I had a bad attitude. And I mean, at 15, come on. Can you imagine me with an attitude? No, that's not me.
I can't imagine you.
They wanted me to dress as a spoon, a pink spoon, and like wave to the people. And
on the corner?
Yeah.
Of the street?
Yeah.
A spoon?
Yeah, a spoon. That's when I was like, you know what? This is probably not for me. This is not a good fit.
This is not.
You think I have a bad attitude? I'm not going to dress as a spoon. Wait till you see me as a spoon. Listen.
I could just see you turning into
I'm not doing it.
A spork.
No. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to. So then after that, I finally made it to Schlitterbahn. Like I said, it's
okay, so we started off as a baker.
Yeah.
And then you turned into a spoon.
The ice cream girl almost turned into a spoon. And then I made it to Schlitterbahn.
And then you turned into
I was 16. I'm a swimmer. I'm a water baby. That's what I do, you know. So I was like, lifeguard, shit, I got this. Mm-hmm. I only had to save one person in my entire Schlitterbahn career. I think there was a slide that was roped off, and the little girl slid down, and it just hung her by that pink tape, that like construction tape. I just had to go bust it off, and then she was fine. Thank God I never actually had to like do the mouth to mouth thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a whole full on experience.
All right, and that's the extent of my. Oh, after that, I can recall Keno's barbecue.
So you and I have had this conversation before about, because I'm the out of our relationship. I'm the cooker. Yes. Is that even a word? Chef, yes. The chef, the one I love to cook. Who
can cook?
I do love to cook. I do love to cook. It's very passionate. It is a passion of mine, and but I also like to drink wine while I cook, as you know. You've been there. Kel is the person that sits across at my bar and talks to me and entertains me, and
we all have our jobs.
It's so good. It's fun. We have a good time.
Maybe
cooking.
My job is not to cook; it's to talk to the cook.
But then, so going to the Keno's barbecue deal. So when we do a lot of catering and events at the resort, or just to cook in general. So potato salad is my gig.
Yep.
Potato salad is my gig, and I have one. I mean, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but yes, I am. Boop. Yep.
Got him.
Yes. So I have won some competitions.
You got some badass potato salad.
On the tater salad.
They call me tater salad.
You're welcome, Mr. White.
Yep, we love us and Ron White.
Yep, but yeah, I have, and so.
So you're surprised that I worked at a barbecue restaurant because I can't cook?
Well, the fact that you just told me about that you were baking cookies really kind of threw me. I'm past the potato salad part, but the fact that you're telling me that you were baking cookies, I'm gonna call you a liar.
It was like one okay, maybe I can cook, I just don't like it.
Well, I mean, if you take the row of dough from the little squishy guy
that's not what it was,
and you cut it.
I can do that
and put it on
that's
the
not
pan
what it was. It was like
in
real
the oven.
Serious monster cookies and zebra brownies.
The fuck is a zebra brownie?
It's like with the white stripes in there, cream cheese or some
like
shit.
A little Debbie.
I'm not the cook. I told you that was like all they had.
So you're making little Debbie snacks
pretty
as a
much,
little Kelly.
Pretty much
a little Kelly snack.
I couldn't even drive. I had to get a ride, get my parents to pick me up. All of that. That's why me and my sister both worked there. It was more convenient.
The way I got to tell everybody why I believed about the potato salad deal. So when I make my potato salad, the jewelry's got to come off. And if you've ever seen me, you know I have a thing for jewelry. And bracelets, all of it has to come off. And I just get
elbow deep.
Get in there. And when Kel was at my house, what were we cooking for? There's no telling. There's no telling. I don't know. Anyways, I had this when I make potato salad, I come in
hot.
10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds. I'm talking potato salad. And Kel was like, no, I've got this. And I was like, no.
That's cute.
No, you don't. You need to return to your assigned seating.
It's over there.
And you sit down and watch the show. And she's like, no, really. I used to work at Keno's barbecue. I don't know how I didn't eat shit in my kitchen floor and fall over.
It's a real story. I think like 4 or 5 years I worked there. I was one of the OG Keno's girls.
Well, I was so proud of you because you were like
smoking briskets.
hold my beer
I
and
do
watch
not like
this.
And I don't like mayonnaise. That's a thing for me.
And we
so
had this
I would,
conversation because
I would
it's
tape gloves all the way up my arm because I would have to go into that big
which is probably
vat
what led
and
you into your
my
surgical career.
Listen, you just got to get over it. You don't have to eat it. You just have to make it.
Right.
So, yeah, we would smoke 20 briskets a night, throw them all on the pit.
When you said you were going to smoke that's not what I
Hey,
expected you to say was
There
brisket.
was a pit room and it smelled like smoke. It's fine. You get away with stuff and
God.
things. So, yeah, barbecue. I can cut me a brisket. I can do the meat.
That's impressive.
Give me the knife.
That's
I'm
impressive.
telling you, we all have our gifts.
Yeah.
There are things that I can do. So, yeah, you would walk out of there smelling like, full-on smoked barbecue. My friend's grandma owned the place, though. I could get on the work program. I would be doing, half day at high school, going to smoke some barbecue.
I did that. I did the half-day deal.
That's the way to go, man.
Totally.
Do they still do that?
I don't know.
They should.
My kids are grown.
That was golden.
You're the one that's got the
She
the
would
little
sign off
that's-
on whatever. When do
Yeah.
you work? Yeah, here, I'll sign it.
I wasn't real good at going to the school thing anyways, and I would
Deisford did it.
well, I would look,
Extracurriculars.
I skipped a few times, which I just got called out on. By the way, I got a little
for
random
your skipping
text
school?
for my skipping school and my
Back in the day.
education.
Thanks for
and
bringing up old shit.
that
Still
you,
made it.
that you don't even know about, but whatever. But yeah, and so I would go to the gym, and then I would make the guy that owned the gym write me a note saying I was at physical therapy.
See, that's you. Legit. That's what you are at physical therapy most of the time.
I'm still in physical therapy.
What was your first job? Do you remember?
I do.
What was it?
I was working at a daycare center, which I pretty much lived in anyway. So I mean, you might as well get paid.
Barely made it out.
You might as well get paid while you're there.
Amen.
But yeah, I did, and the people that owned it were huge parts. I mean, literally like family to me. So I grew up there, ended up working there.
Were you hurting children or like what?
Yeah, and I loved them. I mean, I did. The 2-year-olds were just which is insane because most people are like, no, the little snotty nose.
But when you send them home, you don't have to keep them.
But I just wouldn't. That was my problem. I was just so attached. I just loved them so much. And, but I also taught swimming, which we were just talking about.
You taught my kid to swim.
Yep. At Schlitterbahn. And so I can tell you, I have had kids that I taught how to swim that have made it to the gold team in Olympics and have gone in such a really, really, really cool thing. Watching all my kids have swam before they could walk. My nephews, kids that I still run into in town in New Braunfels that are still here.
Still swimming.
Still swimming. Yeah, and
that's cool.
It was such a rewarding thing. Them just being absolutely petrified. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I have had throw up go in areas that no one should have puke ever.
Okay.
On every orifice. I'm talking, down.
Puke's where I draw the line.
I mean, it was insane. We would do 2-week sessions for the kiddos, and then we would, at the end of the 2 weeks, we would invite the parents, and we would do like a little, kind of like a little show and tell, but just a little
recital, my swim recital.
Yes, and it was so good.
Well, those are both very rewarding.
Yeah, it
Daycare,
was. Ironically
swim
enough,
coach.
The lady who cleans my teeth. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, that keeps my
She does
toofers.
a good job.
Thank you, my
Zoom
Bucky
in.
Beavers. Keeps my toofers all clean. She we still talk about her 2 kids because I taught them how to swim when they were little tinies, and now they have their own children, and
priceless.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The gift that keeps on giving.
So that was my first job, and I stayed in the daycare side for a very long time. Went on to
and you still like kids.
I do.
That's impressive.
I don't know why. I mean,
because they're cute.
I do. It was the government and the parents that got on my nerves.
Yep.
But
you're not wrong.
You could stick me in a room with the kids, and
it's not the kids.
Goodness, we would have an absolute blast. But yeah, that was the parents. Oh, and speaking of me loving to cook, I would cook for all these kids. Yeah.
Oh, that's an extra bonus.
But, and I think it's why I still have such a really, really cool, I mean, you know how happy I get when everybody likes my food? I literally will sit back and I'm like,
your Smile Makers Club.
Look, I freaking love it. It just makes my heart so happy.
Full.
But these parents would come and pick up their kids, and I had to learn nutrition and vitamins, and because we had to make our menus, so you would have people from the state would come in and they would check your menus, and if you didn't have, these kids did not have, now think about this for a minute, okay? So they come in, they check our menus, everything has to be posted so everybody can see. If we didn't send them home to the parents, at that time there was no
gluten-free
emails and shit like that. Yeah, there wasn't. That was just, no, your kid was just sick or something, or he didn't like the greens or whatever. Yeah, suck it up. It's just a rash. Take a Benadryl and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
And so they would come in and check her. So I had to know they had to have so many vitamin A during the week. They had to have a certain amounts of vitamin D's. Yeah, they did.
That's serious.
And so I would have to, rearrange the menu to make sure that the vitamin counts. Yeah.
You've been feeding children all your life.
But then little Johnny's mom would come in, and
there's always Johnny.
That would be the one that would drop him off at 6:30 in the morning and then pick him up at 6:30 in the evening. It was generally late.
She didn't even go to work.
No, she didn't. Girl been at the bar. She had been at the, and I mean, look.
No judging.
I am not judging, but you damn right I was judging.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I was judging. I mean.
Where you been all day, drunkie?
I'd like to be at the bar. But no, I'm here with little Johnny that you said does not like to eat broccoli, rice, and cheese. And I'm like, really?
Watch this.
Really? Because little guy here just had 3 of the biggest scoops and help me. And I would just literally make my heart so happy to watch these littles just eat food and just be, I mean, there's nothing cuter than a 2-year-old covered in broccoli, rice, and cheese.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
So sweet.
Would you say that was your dirtiest job? Dirty jobs?
I've seen it. Kind of grosses me out watching that show now that you think about it.
Well, some of it's gross.
Would that be? No, that would not be my if, and I'm going to say no, that was not my dirtiest job. If that was my dirtiest job, do you know why it would be my dirtiest job?
Poop.
Exactly. And do you know who did it? I can't believe you said poop. It was a shitty situation,
It
Kel.
is a situation.
It is a situation. A huge one. Was the infamous, the cutie pie of all cutie pies, Gage Aaron.
Oh, Lord.
So I had an hour drive.
He's already mad at you.
An hour drive to Seguin, where my place was. And we lived halfway to freaking Canyon Lake. And that child, which is kind of ironic because, my little's coming up.
Here
now we're
she
talking
comes.
car seats, and we got the strollers and the blah, blah, blah. And I was talking to Riley, my daughter-in-law, who is 20 weeks. And we're talking about car seats. And I said, well, here's something that you should keep in mind. And she was like, okay.
I'm listening.
What should we keep in mind? I said, your husband, my child, shit himself up the back. Literally,
all the real parents know about the up the back.
Lord. And he had the cutest little Oshkosh car seat. It was denim and white ticking. So precious. Yeah, so precious, my ass. I had to wash that car seat. I think it was like we went through 3 months of every fucking day. He would literally, I couldn't even get through Canal County line.
Clearly his shit schedule was on the, the commute schedule.
It was
That's
horrid.
Unfortunate.
And I had 3 houses. That was how my center was set up. Just 3 old vintage antique houses, beautiful homes. And in the middle house was where the washer and dryer was. In the first house was where the infants and toddlers were, which is where I was supposed to dispose of him so I could do my job, drop him off with his people. I go over here, run the show, and then we have this other house over here. Nope. I'd have to walk him straight into the middle house. Strip him naked. Put every ounce of his car seat, the ins, outs.
Hose him down.
What
We
is
all been
wrong
there.
with you?
We all been there.
What is wrong
Why?
with this child?
Why, baby? Why?
Why are you broken?
Something wrong.
Can you
gotta
put a cork in that?
You gotta return that one for a nicer model.
Oh my Lord. It was so, yeah, if you want to ask if that was my dirtiest job, it was because of my child. That would make that my dirtiest job. But if
You got another one?
really,
Barbecue is a pretty dirty job.
yeah, but see, I'm not really the barbecuer. Now
But I
I'll
had
throw
to
some
take out
stuff
the
on my
trash.
grill. Yeah, you.
You know, I had to cut them. Oh, one time I cut myself on the meat slicer.
I was just about to ask you, did you?
Yeah, you know when those big old you gotta slice that brisket, and I was like getting real cocky. I've been there a long time.
So did you have to start from the beginning to the end, or were you
They
just
just
like
kinda
the brisket
throw
is
you-
done and then
Oh,
you would
yeah,
slice the
beginning to
brisket
end,
and
all
it
of
would be
it.
done, or did you start with the raw meat and you would have to
Yeah.
trim? You did?
We start with no, we didn't trim it when it was raw. You cook a fat side up. You do the dry seasoning. We smoke it all night. I had to light the fire.
Holy shit!
Ah.
I am literally.
I'm not giving away all my gifts, but
I don't know if
Pounds.
y'all could see my face right now. My
She don't
mouth
believe
is
me.
wide open. I could catch every fly in the state of Texas right now. My mouth and my eyeballs are that wide
I've
open.
cut a lot of meat. I've sliced a lot of brisket. I've only cut myself seriously one time, and it was just the edge of my pinky. And let me tell you something. I'm fine with blood if it's not on me. If it's on me, that's a whole nother story. I can take care of you. It's fine. I'm going to bandage it up and be like, suck it up. You're fine.
Yeah.
This was like, I lifted up the little flap of my pinky side and was like, oh, God, I don't feel well. And my little boss, she was the sweetest old lady, Miss Myatt. God rest her soul. She pulled out that nail glue
What
from
was her last name?
Myatt.
Myatt.
Sandy Myatt. Her and her husband owned that place since it was like a bait shop.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So she pulled that nail glue out and she just glued the side of my finger down, and I'll be damned, it was fine like the next day.
It's the best thing ever.
Oh, I thought I was going to die.
Crazy
Turned out I
glue.
was fine.
Crazy.
But
glue.
I have been covered in barbecue sauce and smoke and grease and onions. We had to slice onions on the slicer. We used to wear goggles because it would make you cry so bad. 5-gallon bucket. And I fucking hate raw onions. Then you would still try to go out because you only had like a couple hours until you had to be home. But
So
I'm full on smelling like, a pit smoked barbecue.
with onion.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Onion.
Because I already had a boyfriend.
Onion.
Wasn't worth a damn anyway. But
Ugh.
that was probably my dirtiest job. I did work at a preschool. I don't know why I like them kids too. I came like that. And then bartending was really fun. People always like, what would you do if you ever just quit your job? I'm like, well, I was bartending because I get paid to talk shit, and I'm real good at that. Here they want me to be nice to people and smile and all that.
It's so fake.
So, no, I would say, I worked at Riley's Tavern. That's actually how I named my son Riley. I was way back in the day.
I did not know that was where Riley came from, Riley, because you said that if you had a boy or girl, it did not matter.
I was going to name it Riley.
You were going to name it Riley.
And I did.
Which is so ironic. Here we are, best of friends.
And
My
you
daughter,
got a Riley.
I have a Riley. You have a Riley.
And here
yours
we
is
are.
Riley, just like the tavern.
And I was going to spell it the other way if it was a girl.
Which is where my Riley is,
Yep.
and she is Ryle.
That's how the magic happens.
Yes.
That was
this
back
whole
in the
circle.
day. I had a girl in my class, and she was like, oh, you need a job? Wow, I just had somebody quit. And I slid right in there, got that job, and I remember a coworker of mine said, well, my boyfriend's going to come up here and play his fiddle on Wednesday because there's nobody, there's no shows, there's nothing. I'm like, some
You
guy.
need to tell them about the Prohibition deal on Riley's
so
Tavern. So
Riley's
if you guys have
Tavern-
not heard about Riley's Tavern,
It's in Hunter, Texas.
There you go.
It is the oldest bar in Texas, the
Yes.
first to open after Prohibition.
Prohibition.
They
So,
said J.C. Riley rode his little wagon or whatever they were riding back all the way to Austin to get his permit. It was like the first. It was a big deal. It's
the
an
fact
old
that you
ass
said
bar.
he rode his wagon, like it's the little red, the little red wagon, like
Maybe
the little,
somebody was pulling him
the little engine that could, AKA.
all the way to Austin.
Ro-
Maybe it was a horse.
there may
Listen.
have been
I get my dates mixed up.
a buggy, which would have
probably-
been me coming in.
Yes. Okay, that's where you come in.
Yeah.
That was a
the
great
horse
job,
and
though.
buggy.
And that guy that came in to play that fiddle by himself, which I laughed about, was Brady Black.
Brady Black.
Before the Randy Rogers band.
There you go.
That is where I fell in love with the
I was
fiddle.
about to say,
I thought,
let's talk about Brady Black for a little
holy
bit.
shit, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So that was a good time. I loved that job. And then after a while, I think it had run its course. And they let me go because I think I was supposed to work a shift.
Stop.
Okay.
Rewind. It ran its course. Let's talk about who ran where.
I had been working there a while, and then I think I had a final early in the morning. I stayed
What's
up
a while?
a year.
That's
maybe.
a while.
I stayed up all night for a final, and then in San Marcos they have the Triple Crown.
You stayed up all night for the final?
Yeah, the final's in the morning.
Do you know that everybody is listening to you right now? Are you
Oh.
really staying up for the final?
Yeah, I had a final in the morning, and that's what you do. You cram and you study and you go straight to the test. You didn't even sleep.
So did you stay up and make bad decisions until midnight and thought, oh
No.
shit, I have to final?
I made good decisions.
I have 3 hours.
And then
to get,
after the
to
final was
cram.
over, after the final
to
was
cram
over,
for this final?
the Triple Crown opens at like 8:00 in San Marcos. So we went and started drinking. I thought I don't got to work till like 4
The hell's
o'clock.
the Triple Crown?
It's like the oldest bar in San Marcos.
Really?
Pretty sure that's what it's called.
I've never
Triple
heard
Crown.
of it.
Let's Google it after this.
How have I never heard of the Triple Crown?
Because it's old and skeezy and smoky, and it's
Yeah.
like old people go there. But they open early.
You do know
so
that I'm
we
not
was,
young.
We was drinking over there, and I thought I could just take a nap and go to my shift tonight, and then I overslept.
Oh.
Then I called, and they said, don't worry about coming in. We got somebody to cover your shift. And I thought, yeah, that's awesome. I don't want to go in today anyway. And they said, you might want to go ahead and start looking for another job.
By the way, your shift is covered forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
So then immediately I started at the Sanger
They're
Hall, which
so-
is not open anymore. But that
But you know that's happening
probably
with that
was-
deal.
No, I don't know. That probably was my favorite job ever to date.
Sanger Hall.
Got to see a ton of live shows. Waylon Jennings tribute,
Yes.
Ragweed,
Yep.
Wade Bowen, Randy, all them boys coming in just like on a back porch Wednesday for no reason at all, you know. Like,
Which is that Texas country music, guys.
There it
And
is.
of course, some of them are from Oklahoma. We still love them. It's
I mean, it's
fine.
close.
My
We're
family's from
neighbors.
Oklahoma. It's fine. It's good.
I never even been to Oklahoma.
You haven't?
I don't think there's any reason. I mean,
Oh, there is.
am I missing anything?
The engines. Everything is named after, Feather, not
Dot,
Dot.
not the
no,
feather.
Feather.
Okay,
Feather.
I got you.
Yes.
I mean, I might
You can't
check it
say
out, but
any, like all the names are,
Cherokee and Choctaw.
Chippewa.
My baby, she's a Chippewa.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
by old Timothy.
What was your favorite job ever? Still don't like any of these jobs.
I don't know.
Okay, next question.
Well, let me think about that for a second. My favorite job. My favorite.
Besides being a mom.
I don't know that you can put favorite and job in the same sentence.
Most tolerable, least hated. What'd you do? You did the RV thing.
Look at you just stumping me.
Oh, you don't like that game, do you?
Ooh.
Been to the rodeo, Kelly?
Is there smoke coming out my deals? Smoke coming out my dreads?
Set off the alarm.
I know.
You don't have to have a best job. That was mine.
No, I did love the motorhome gig, but I think it was because it was kind of the,
Lucrative.
I don't even know what that means. Isn't that a singer?
Money.
Isn't that a singer?
That's ludicrous. I think.
Luda. Wasn't he just on the soccer game?
Yes, he
No,
was.
I'm not saying. Y'all
Yes.
know I'm the football fan, and she is
Listen.
not.
Yes,
That's
he
the other
was.
kind of football.
Yeah.
Football. Yeah. No. Anyways, did it? Yes, it did. It did make some ludicrous or whatever you want to call it. It did. I made lots of luda.
Yeah, you did good.
Yeah. Oh, loot. Like what they throw the ramen noodles out for, like you
Yeah,
said with
that's
the
like
Mardi
Gras.
deal.
I said lucrative.
Okay, well, whatever. Anyways, that's not
Carry
my
on. But that-
dictionary. But it was good. It was fun. But what I think was, what was fun for me was because it was not a woman's world. It was a man's world.
It's a man's world.
That's another song.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother channel.
Look, I don't have a.
I know. music lady. But it was
So you were selling them,
So-
buying them, selling them.
Yep. And I think that was the exciting part for me, was because it was, no one knew what the hell to do with me. I mean, like
They still don't,
you know,
ma'am.
like that's like nothing's really changed. But I think that was it. I mean, I wasn't. You were not accepted.
You said you would drive them places sometimes,
all over the world,
drop them off
all over the world, 45 footers, and I'd stick my Hummer behind it, and which was my tow vehicle.
I can barely drive a truck.
And then I'd stop off at a different auction, and I'd throw a boat behind that, which is totally illegal. I mean, don't
impressive
judge.
Is what it is.
Yeah, when they say size matters, yeah,
they mean that.
Yeah, I took that shit to heart, but I would take that boat and go from one side of the U.S. to the other. Yeah. I mean, you've seen me whip around in those things.
I'll back it up, or I'll pull the trailer out once we throw the boat in, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we all have our gifts.
I did. I loved it.
I can't be responsible.
I loved it. It was so, but I think that was probably, if you want to ask, I mean, if that, what was your fun gift? Fun gift. Look at me. You just said it was a gift.
Lucrative.
Yeah, it was ludicrous.
Yep.
But it was good. No, it was fun, and I think that's what it was for me. Was what do you mean women can't do this? What
Watch
the hell?
me.
Yeah, and you know how we talk about. You know how I use the word racist all the time because
loosely.
It's and I use it like the word deal. I mean, when I don't know what to say, I just say, the deal. And then when I say,
you can be like biased.
Do you want white bread or wheat bread? Why you got to be racist?
Yeah, that's
it's the same deal. Why you got to be racist?
It counts.
I mean, white wheat, sourdough, rye.
Rye.
No one likes rye.
We like rye.
Why?
Riley.
Well, that's a different rye.
Okay, so that was your best job.
That was, yeah, I would. What about you?
My best job? Sanger Hall. Worst
job? Oh, yeah, you said that.
Worst job. Now that's debatable. I might be currently employed there as we speak.
I was about to say, do you want to talk about your math career?
No. We're going to leave that off. I like a little mystery for the audience.
Which is where the math teacher thing came into play, because when Kel and I go places, you don't like to tell anyone what you really do for your...
Because they have questions.
Because you're afraid you're going to have to save someone on your day off.
I'm going to do it. I just don't want to advertise.
I know.
Are you breathing? All right. That's good. That's above my pay grade.
I'm going to pat you on your back. I need you to stand up.
Cough it up.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Cough it up. In through your nose, out through your mouth.
Right.
That's a thing.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, I would say bartending was probably my favorite.
I've never been like
I was not good at being a waitress.
A real bartender, but I do run the bar at the resort, as you've seen. And
let me tell you, the fucking bar.
I love the shit out of it. And I mean, it's crazy because I have our customers that are there that are staying at the resort, but I have people that come from off the water that literally have been coming off the water to hang out at our bar, come eat at our food trailer, which we cook all the food, as you know.
Yep.
And then we've got our little bar down there where I man the riffraff, which is really why I'm down there. But at the same time, I still have people. Manager. Yes. I need to add that to my LinkedIn that I don't have. But it's crazy how many people will come off of the water and be like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's you, and you have your margs, you have your this, you have your that, and
to make people happy.
And I love it.
People happy.
I love
whether
it.
it be food or drinks or whatever. Your Smile Makers Club.
I know. I like that. I feel like we should have shirts or something. Maybe
we might.
A hat, Becca.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Smile Makers Club.
Yes.
Day makers. Well, and you love to, I mean, people want to be there. It's like, yay, you just made my day. Here's a drink. Here's a sandwich. Here's a smile. That's a good time.
So I think it is fun for me.
So
but I've never been like
an actual
no, not no Coyote Ugly and all that shit,
You probably dance on the bar though.
Oh no, I got that T-shirt.
You see?
A couple of times. Well, there wasn't a T-shirt involved, but what were we talking about?
Put your bra on the ceiling.
Well,
what is with that? Places that put the bras on the ceiling.
I don't know.
I'm not leaving my bra.
First of all, let's talk about the boob sweat.
Nobody wants your dirty bra.
I just feel like when you walk in there, it's like
Yeah, there's a place
funk.
in the Keys like that too. Yeah, the bras on the ceiling. I don't know who started that. I mean, I can get behind like the dollars on the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's cool to look at.
Yeah.
But no.
Which isn't
Bartending
that
was a good time. You know, I mean,
no,
you
we
gotta
just
be,
signed the walls the ceiling at Riley's, right?
Yeah, at Riley's, everybody signs everything.
But it's at Devil's, is that where the dollars?
Yes, Riley's on the backbone.
Remember, when we were in the Keys, not this year, but last year, we were talking about that when we were walking down the street and we were talking about that pub when we went to go get the kids their gifts the last minute because whatever, we were preoccupied. It's not our fault. But look, we came home with gifts. Don't judge. They got gifts. But remember when we literally sat there and drew on dollars and like it was a full on thing?
Yes, and then you stick them on the wall.
Yes, and they have staples.
We should have gone back and found our dollars.
They have staple guns all over the place, permanent markers.
And you can write whatever you
want. And you write, and it literally, their whole entire place is like a business card with dollars.
And it's insured.
Look at you. Look at you with your insurance.
Because there's a place in Pensacola, McGuire's Irish Pub. That's a badass place, and they said it's over like, I don't know how many.
I've been there.
$1 million, and it's all insured.
When I was cruising around in my motorhomes.
Dude.
I did so much business in Florida. Yeah.
It was a good time. The first time I went there, they were having an Irish wake, which is an actual wake. Somebody has died, and we're just eating at the restaurant, and they have bagpipes, and they're cheersing and drinking, and I was like, this is the best funeral I've ever been to. Wake.
It's called a celebration of life.
Absolutely.
I bet the little leprechauns take that to a whole new level.
Bagpipes?
First of all, their outfits are legit.
Come on.
Their boots.
What do they say?
With the straps.
It's a skirt if you're wearing underwear. If not, it's a kilt. So that means all the boys are not wearing underwear under there.
Well, you know, we were talking about barbecue. You seen the aprons when the guys lift up their aprons and it has their little pee-pee flops up? It's not little underneath the apron.
Oh,
and
it's
they
like
lift up the apron and whoo!
This cock is my carry-on.
Everything is so big and so much bigger in Texas. So much bigger in Texas. Yeah, it's a full-on thing. Maybe at some point somebody will chime into this deal, but the first one that I saw was at I had my tent all set up at the Comal County barbecue cook-off. And they'd never let vendors before somehow, some way. Anyways,
you knew
a phone
somebody.
call. I don't know. They was hollering at me. Got my little pink tent, set all my stuff up, all my Gypsy stuff, and God forgive me, but I was talking to a whole group, and the next thing I know, I turn around and they've got this full-on fence, private little deal to get into their basically a little concert. It's like the tiniest version of the San Antonio, Houston cook. I mean, the tiny.
That's the only one I know.
Like 5 people could fit in there. But anyways, they all had their aprons and they all had hard-ons.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm. And the first time? Yeah. Oh,
they did a little flasheroo?
Yep. I never seen so many fake peepees in my whole life.
Well, I guess that's a blessing or a curse or whatever
it was awkward as hell.
Should I take a picture now?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, you have to. No, I've not
I
seen
know
those.
somebody is going to call me out on this because I know it's
Here we go.
It's somebody. It's a whole group of dudes. Clearly, I mean,
and you can order these on Amazon or something.
I don't know. Did we even have Amazon back then?
Oh, no. Somebody's grandma made those.
Oh, can you imagine?
With the little spring-mounted
peepees.
Yeah.
You know what my aunt used to make?
What?
Peepee cakes.
Really? Mm-hmm. Bachelorette parties and whatnot?
I don't really know why. I feel like I'm still in therapy for this reason. But
it looks
God love her. This is my Aunt Kathy, the cutest little thing. I mean,
professional peepee cake maker.
Her booby cakes.
Impressive.
Oh, I mean,
I think Shiloh had some of those booby cakes for his birthday once.
I feel like I remember this.
There was a black set and a white set.
Right.
Booby
why
cakes.
Why you got to adjust? Why like you got the black set? I got the white set.
Looking.
I know.
I want it to be not a
why
racist.
Are you adjusting your chimichangas right now? What is going on?
This boob talk.
Oh, this boob talk. I just had to fluff them up. It's like a pillow.
Boob cakes, pee-pee cakes. I mean, I bet that's a hot market.
Well, you know what scarred me which clearly, I mean, if I...
Here we go.
Yeah, I
Prepare
remember
yourselves.
this. So she had like a screened-in porch they tons of property off of, what the hell?
Way out.
Well, where they busted all the people for cockfighting.
Over yonder.
In the Paw Paw patch back there. Yeah. I think there's some
Songs?
project. Yes, exactly. See, I knew you would know. Yeah, you
It's
probably.
like charades.
Yeah.
First word.
Yes. Yeah. All I had to say was cockfighting. Yep. Right back there. So, but she had on had this room screened in porch, and then this big long table. That's before you ever saw like the 12-person tables or whatever. I'm pretty sure that either my grandfather or my
Somebody
uncle
made
it. Yeah. And it would be the one where we would make the deer sausage on, where you could line up literally 500 deer or whatever.
Assembly line.
Yes. But she would put her cakes on there. Well, the table wasn't I just remember being probably 6, 7, and the pubes on on the pee-pee cake. Can we talk about that for a minute?
We got sprinkles.
They were not sprinkles.
What were they?
What kind of nozzle are you using on the end of your Ziploc baggie
No.
to make these
They were like
pubies?
individually made pubies.
They were.
Well, back in the day, I bet it had to be impressive little ball fro.
First of all, they didn't have a curl. Okay? They had a slight tilt.
Her creativity, though. I mean, I can't even
I
imagine
was
how to
little,
start
and I
making
was like,
pubes
"Where
out of icing.
Aunt Kathy? Where did these come from? What
Aunt Kathy gonna make us one of them cakes.
did the pee-pee run into the cactus?"
Something had happened here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just glad she didn't put boob hairs on.
Oh, come
Boopy.
on now. Too much. What about a mole or something? You know.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I can't believe you just said a mole.
I
I mean, that would have added some character.
At least. I do remember my dad had a retirement party from the military when I was in kindergarten. There was all these Marines that came from wherever, and I remember I was 5 years old, and he had this butt cake. It was made of
She made a butt.
and it was like she probably made that damn cake. Where else do you get a butt cake in New Braunfels, Texas?
I don't know. That girl could form
It's impressive.
I don't think they even used the Rice Krispie trick and
No,
all that shit.
no.
No,
This
this
was
was
a
buttercream icing. Like, there was no fondant.
Yeah, I know what that is. I don't know what to do with it, but I know what it is. But it was like a butt cake, and it's like, no more house calls, Doc. And there was like a grape right in the middle of that butt. And I was like, I'm traumatized.
Wait,
like,
stop.
As a child.
Stop.
Yes.
Okay, wait.
Don't worry, my dad's never going to listen to this.
Look, I am a visual person.
Mm-hmm.
So you had the butt cake.
Mm-hmm. And then,
The butt's in the air.
And then there was a little grape, like.
There was a little grape.
Mm-hmm.
What's the grape doing
I
there?
think I don't know.
What?
I think it was for decoration and
Why
anatomical
did he have a
position.
grape in his butthole?
He didn't make that cake.
But
He ate the grape. That's what I'm saying. And I think I was 5 years old. Butt cakes, boob cakes. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Well, I guess when you serve for the military for 26 years, you can eat the grape out of the damn butt cake if you want.
That is so
Listen,
awkward.
I also remember at that very same party.
How are you not in therapy with a grape?
This is my therapy. I'm here now.
Oh my gosh. Like, I literally feel like we should... Wait.
It was a cake. Call somebody.
Dr. Longtain, this is an emergency. We have an emergency situation.
Can you squeeze us in?
There was a grape in the cake, the butthole cake of her dad, and she was 5. Yeah. I'm going to need you to...
And she still
I'm gonna need you
remembers.
to stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and style that you used to.
I look funny.
What?
That's a real story.
A grape in a butthole
I
looks
have
extremely
forgotten
funny.
this. I forgot.
Who
this
shits grapes?
I think it was just for decoration.
I feel like we should go to the bakery downtown and ask. Look, have
would
you
call
ever put
Aunt
a grape?
Kathy.
And Kathy,
Holla.
she's in different parts. She's in different areas now. We did
Like
this.
heaven
We
or
did this. No, she's absolutely in heaven. She did not put grapes in butthole cakes.
Well, listen.
You're somebody that did your cake is probably not
Down
upstairs. They're down
They
here.
down there. Holding the heat.
Oh, Lord.
I'm telling you, it was
Counting
a real thing.
grapes, going, I should have been 2. Maybe they were little tiny balls and somebody ate one or what. I mean,
you know, I didn't know how weird that was going to sound until I said it out loud. But
I don't even know what to do with 1 grape in a butthole cake.
I remember that party.
How could you not? I will be talking about this when we're in the old age home, when I'm 987 years old, which is like in a few weeks.
It's
like
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Is it on the calendar?
Are we ready?
We need somebody better get a butthole cake.
Hey.
I got grapes at home.
Listen, Aunt Kathy hand those recipes down to anybody. Tricks of the trade
I
and whatnot.
cannot. I am never going to forget this conversation.
Well, listen. Now you met my dad. Don't be bringing this up because he's not into the podcast thing. So he's probably not going to ever listen.
Look, I can tell you at the next family dinner, we're going to talk about this cake because it's going to be me. And you know who's going to be sitting right next to me?
So, Doc.
Your mama.
Tell us about the butt cake.
With the grape in it.
What?
Can we talk about where the grape came from?
He's like, that was the best day of my life.
Oh, shit. I mean,
whose idea was the grape?
Who is shooting grapes out of their asshole?
My mom did not make that cake. I can tell you that because she don't bake either.
She don't eat nothing. Like,
no.
She's got to be the pickiest
not
eater
without
in the whole
being
entire
mildly
world.
disgusted.
Right.
Obviously. I don't like the way it looks.
No.
I like the way it smells. Mm-mm. Okay, Mom. That's cool. Go team.
Which was so cute at our dinner the other night. So we had family dinner, and it was me and Kel's family. It was me,
my sister,
party of one.
My other
Yes,
sister.
exactly.
Present.
And Kel's mom's sitting next to me, and because Riley, the 14-year-old, loves the sushis, and so we're at the sushi place, and I'm not a sushi girl.
Never even been to this restaurant.
Never.
As a matter of fact.
Which is insane because, my Lord, it's been here forever, and so have I.
I need my readers. What's on here that's not
yep,
raw?
And then I made Kel order it, and then her mom gets the soup, and she's like, I don't like the soup. And Kel says, well, egg drop soup is
like
just
chicken.
so good. It's just like chicken soup. She goes, I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way the things float in there.
I'm not even going to try it.
No.
I don't want it. I'm not eating it.
No. And then it was
Mom.
like...
Mosaki.
This is your mom. And she was like, if it's green, not touching it. I don't like the way it floats. I don't like the way it looks.
I ain't doing it.
And I'm dying laughing.
And you don't have a Diet Pepsi? Ugh.
Yeah.
She got to do like the gag move.
It was so dramatic.
A lot of people don't have Diet Pepsi, Mom. Let's not make a whole deal. Just get your next less favorite, whatever it is.
Well, then they say, me, I'm a Diet Coke, but they'll say, is Diet Pepsi okay?
And but you're not going to throw up.
Well, that's
in
like
their
saying,
face.
can you give me $200? And you go, is Monopoly money okay?
Yeah.
Because that's all I got. I'm fresh out of
that's a no.
Fresh out of the bins, but I got these cute little green things.
That's a no from me,
so
boss.
you can pass go
I'll
and
take
can collect.
water.
Yeah.
Shit.
As a matter of
I hate
fact,
this place.
I hate it here. As a matter of fact, I'm leaving.
I do remember something else from that butt cake party. There was like a big helicopter crash in Korea. And my dad got to take care of all these burn guys. This is the first time I'd ever seen anyone that was like burnt. They survived, but they came and they were called the crispy critters, and they were all
What
like there was
them?
no, they called themselves that.
Okay.
They were like proud to
Crunchy.
just be alive. Yeah.
I get it.
And there was all these Marines at this party. I remember just, climbing up in a tree in the middle of Lake Dunlap. It wasn't there anymore. And I was little. I couldn't even, they would put their hands for a knot, and I would step on their hands, and I climbed all the way up and jumped out this damn tree. Life jacket on,
Yeah.
And then later that day, there was a water moccasin. And, there's a bunch of Marines around. I remember my dad reaching into the water,
Snatching
grabbing that snake
like the grape
by the back of his head. It wrapped around his
Just like the
arm. I
grape
thought
out of the
my
butthole.
dad is
Just
the baddest motherfucker ever. If he does not get bit by the snake, I'm so impressed. That snake opened his mouth, and there's a Marine, and he went to take a shot and missed the first shot while my dad is holding the snake.
And he missed?
Yes, the first shot.
The fuck was he aiming at?
The second one, he went right in the snake mouth. But
no.
I'm 5 years old, and I'm already like, that's a snake. You're holding it. I'm like,
See,
oh my
that's like
God.
getting fired on your day off.
My dad is crazy, and he's pretty much a fucking badass. So, After the butt cake, the snake incident, the that was a whole day. I was only 5. I lived to tell the tale.
It's a good one.
I mean, we just lived across the street from the lake, so we're like, hey, babe, run up there and get us.
The fact that your dad sucked a grape out of a butthole cake and snatched up a moccasin in the same day, I think he should be everyone's hero.
I'm just saying. It's, and he's pretty spicy,
I feel like we should change the name of that day.
Talking shit the whole while.
Of your dad's birthday to...
Graduation. Retirement.
Okay, that day.
Yeah.
Like, we should make it a holiday.
I should find out when that was.
We should
do it
call
again
it,
and make him another butt cake.
We need to think about this for a minute. We need to call it... What would you call...
No more house calls.
No. I'm still on the grape in the butthole thing.
Snake snatching... You snake snatching son of a bitch.
Grape sucking, snake snatching. All right.
Listen.
So today on the porch has been an absolute blast. I think we should now leave and go to church. We want to swing by.
Clearly. I think there's a service right now.
So if
I need some holy water.
I'm going to need everyone
Communion.
to just... Let's all bow our heads for a moment.
Everyone give us a moment of silence.
Thank you very much.
I'll try harder next week.
Yes. I can't wait till the next family shindig so I can...
my best behavior.
I cannot wait to talk to Pops and go, can we talk about grapes for a minute? Shall we?
Here we go. And he's going to look at me like this
God
little bitch
damn.
in front of me.
There she goes.
Listen,
just
that's
telling...
That's the thing. People be remembering shit.
Stories. Well, today was fun. I had a blast.
I always have a blast.
We're so fortunate to be portunate on our porch.
Yeah, and we not for everyone.
We're definitely not for everyone, but we are for some.
But if you made it this
all
far,
2 of those people.
Stay tuned,
We're
friends.
here for you. We're here for you. We appreciate
have some
you.
Merch coming up.
Y'all like, share, tell, follow.
Put the heart on it.
Like
all
it.
The things.
Lick it.
Like it, lick it, love it.
Suck it. Oh,
Fuck
that's
it.
the grapes. Y'all.
Well, listen, I've had a blast.
We'll catch you next time on the porch.
Hey, coming back soon.
Here's to first jobs.
Here's to worst jobs.
Here's
to dirty jobs.
Love you, Gail.
That's a wrap.
Done.